Teachers are giving more feedback than ever, but grading is feeling less useful than it used to. Teachers are leaving detailed comments, sometimes with AI support, and still wonder whether students know what to do next or whether your time made a difference. The problem is not effort. The problem is that feedback has lost its anchor. When comments try to address everything at once, students receive information and without direction. And teachers lose a clear signal for what matters most in the learning. This becomes more pronounced when AI is involved because generated feedback tends to expand rather than focus. The risk is not that feedback sounds wrong, the risk is that it stops functioning as part of instruction. Students skim, apply surface edits, or ignore comments entirely because they cannot tell what deserves their attention. Common responses try to fix this by adding more criteria or tightening rubrics, but that often increases volume without improving the clarity. A more stabilizing move is to decide before grading begins the single thinking move this assignment is meant to strengthen. That might be explaining reasoning, selecting relevant evidence, or organizing ideas for clarity. Once that decision is made, every comment should point back to that move. This reduces grading fatigue because you are no longer inventing feedback each time. And it increases fairness because students receive consistent signals across the class. If AI is used, its role should be limited to supporting consistency, not expanding commentary. So, for example, you might ask it to help draft a short feedback stem tied to your chosen focus. Then select one that fits each student's work. You still make the judgment. The trade off is that comments may be shorter and less varied, but they become easier for students to act on. Over time, students learn what quality looks like because feedback points in the same direction again and again. This also helps teachers notice patterns across a class, making it easier to adjust instruction instead of reworking comments late at night. The goal is not to sound thorough, the goal is to guide learning. And feedback does that best when it is narrow, intentional, and repeatable. This shift protects professional judgment while making grading more sustainable, especially during heavy workload periods when clarity matters more than volume.